Okay, hey guys, it's Ian. Today I'm going to be teaching you, do a quick tutorial. I'm going to show you how to use NBC Live Extra to watch sports games online. It's a really cool program, I think. I use it quite frequently to watch like the NHL playoffs, for instance, right now, or the NBA playoffs if you're looking for that too. But anyway, fair warning before we dive into this, probably cut some people off if you're trying to get information here. You do need a cable subscription service to some cable service providers. So I have Time Warner Cable, and I use that. If you don't have that, you can't use Live Extra. Unfortunately, I don't think you can buy it just on its own either. I think you need a service provider or service subscription. So you're actually going to need to log in. That being said, there are other methods of finding streams online, but as it stands, those are usually illegal, and so I can't really endorse those here. This method is good because it's legal, so that's nice. It's also just a better method in general. So I'm going to open a new window here and show you exactly how I do it. Just NBC Live Extra in the search bar, and that's the first result. So this is what the website looks like. It's coming up right now. We see on the right-hand side some video clips from, highlights, things like that. Then, look at Predators, Ducks right there. Yeah, that was a good game. And then on the left-hand side, you can see, sort of in the middle, games that are happening right now, which is really cool, or games that are coming up later today. So, for instance, Kings versus Sharks. I'll definitely be watching that later. But right now, it looks like Stoke City's playing Tottenham, which should be a good game. Oh, another cool thing, they do something called replay. So for this World Rugby or the Gold Coast game there, what is it? Oh, that's rugby also. But anyway, for those sorts of events which have already happened, you can watch them. You can watch a rebroadcast of them. So it's essentially like watching cable on your computer, but it gets cooler than that. I'll go into the actual screen. So normally this is going to take you to a login screen, but I have already logged in, so it's unnecessary. We're going to click, wait a minute, yeah, I think we just click here. Yeah, there it is. Normally you're going to have to log in, super easy to do, just email, and then login information, password. Looks like it's at some sort of break right now, but you'll see once it comes up. But take a look at the right-hand side here. We have some really cool stuff here with possession, shots on target, corners, tackles, fouls, offsides, everything. Then you got a play-by-play here if you have to go to the bathroom or whatever and you want to see what had just happened, why whatever's happening on the screen is happening. You can see it all here. It updates in real time. And then, of course, there's the live table, which gives you, the players who are playing, their stats, that sort of thing. And then they do a similar thing down here where you can check out the various players on either team. You can go from Stoke City to Tottenham by clicking those buttons there. And then you click those little arrows to cycle through their lineup, and you can just take a look. Really cool thing is it tells you who's on the bench, tells you who's actually playing at the time, what formations they're playing, and then you can click team news. It'll tell you all about, who's healthy, who's not. Player snapshot, tell you specifically how one player is doing, and then stats, of course, which is general stats in regards to that player. There's up top, you can check out a bunch of really cool, similar games up there, so you can see who's doing well in the same league or who's doing well in the same sport in some cases when there are multiple games going on. So, for instance, like I was saying, I'm kind of focusing on in this video in the NHL playoffs. It's really cool if there are concurrent games that really are very important for the series. You can see the score, and you can also usually click on there to switch to the actual to the other game. Another feature is down here at the bottom. It's a lot of websites are doing this nowadays, but this is just a Twitter feed. Essentially, just has everything that this account has tweeted and some accounts that tweet at it and things like that. So you can see, kind of get an idea of what's going on in the community. I guess I'm not super thrilled on that. I don't really usually find these super important or informative, but it's cool if you're at a commercial break or something. And that's another worthwhile thing to mention. Is that with Live Extra, there are no commercials. So what happens is where the broadcast would cut out to commercial, it cuts out to this title card that says coverage will resume shortly, so you don't actually get commercials. So I find, because I'm in a dorm room right now, and when I'm watching games with people around me, it's really cool to have just a pause for a moment, and you can kind of talk about the game, talk about the recent plays, or talk about anything else really. But there are some cool things down here also worth checking out. If you jump into a game like halfway through, you can click on here and you can go back. It'll take the whole broadcast back to that moment, and you can watch. For instance, I think we're going to watch a goal here from Kane. Happened in the 9th minute. Yeah, so it's coming up right here. It looks like it's... wow, that was an insane shot. But there you go. So you can check that out. And then you can go right back to the live broadcast by clicking on Go Live right there. So you can jump in at any time. And really the best way to watch sports, I think, kind of like the future of sports watching as far as I'm concerned. Oh, yeah, we'll go back to the NBC Sports page. Is this a live extra? Yeah, it is. And we'll just kind of see, for instance, if there's anything else going on. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, so you get the idea. Lots of cool things. You can watch live games, clips. You can schedule to watch other games later. Gives you fantasy tips, all sorts of stuff. So it's a really cool setup. I highly recommend people checking it out. But yeah, thanks for watching. This has just been kind of a tour. I hope you guys all maybe start using this, and I swear by it. I will say one issue that I have with this game, or with this way of watching games, that actually is really kind of a huge issue, is that it tends to be region locked frequently. So what happens is, because I'm in Washington, D.C. right now, and if I want to watch, say, the Capitals playing like later tonight against the Phillies, I can almost guarantee that game won't be on because of the geographic location. I'm not exactly sure what determines it. I would have to assume it has something to do with the number of tickets sold, although how could they not be selling off in the playoffs? I don't really know. But that's a thing I remember from back home pretty frequently, is they would black out the games in the region if they didn't sell enough tickets. So they'll black out games sometimes, which is a real bummer if you're trying to watch a game, and then you have to, revert to one of those worse methods I was talking about earlier. Not necessarily the illegal ones. I'm not breaking the law, but you get used to watching games with stats like this and being able to jump back and forth, and then all of a sudden you can't. That's always just a bummer. But you can't complain when it does work. It works really well. So I highly recommend it. Go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.